Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader? Right, that's the one. Boy, I screwed that up. Anyway, we are standing next to the big corpse of the big scary thing that didn't get a chance to be a big scary thing. We did get to kill two of them, and then we killed the big man himself. Got some pretty cool stuff from him, if I'm being real. Got the thing that gives Pascal tech use, and the guy before that gave him that cool plasma rifle, which is sick. But then we got a new staff for him. Super cool all around. And now we're gonna start off with some level ups here. We did... Oh, and we get a augment on our special ability here. So, taking hold. Be real, I don't remember what it does. Chooses one combat tactics area. Every ally inside that gains an extra turn with 1 AP and 2 MP at the start of the branch judge's next turn. For every enemy that was killed in the selected combat area, this AP is increased by 1 up to a maximum of 3, and MP by 2 up to a maximum of 6. Okay. So, all allies in the selected area also gain 20% dodge, parry, and armor. All allies in the selected area have their weapon skill and ballistic skill increased. All allies in the selected area also gain 20% dodge reduction and armor penetration. Or the maximum number of action points granted by taken hold is increased to 5. The maximum number of action points granted. So does that mean it gives 5 action points off the bat? Or, oh no, okay, it can be a maximum of 5 for every enemy killed in that combat tactic area. Interesting. I feel like I don't use this enough for it to be relevant, honestly. But if I did, I would probably get the armor penetration, because armor is becoming a serious problem. We're not really having a problem with hitting. Hit chance is not an issue for us. It is just that armor penetration. So I think I'll take that and call it a day. Bella, what is yours? Carnival of Misery. Let's just refresh here on all of these. Until the end of combat, all damage dealt to enemies by damage over time effects is increased by 100% after all other modifiers. This effect stacks and can be inflicted by more than one executioner. So, hers are a little more elaborate here. So until the end of turn, all toxin and burning effects from any source inflicted on the executioner's enemy ignore the target's armor and deflection. The damage of all bleeding effects from any source inflicted on the executioner's enemy is increased by an additional 30%. Interesting. So ignores armor and deflection. It just says all toxic and burning effects from any source. Oh, they just ignore that, so that's just the bonus that it gets. But then the bleeding is just 30% better. Whenever Carnival of Misery is used, all enemies suffering from any damage over time effects immediately suffer an additional instance of damage from those effects. All enemies in combat immediately suffer bleeding, burning, and toxin. The level of each is equal to the character's level divided by 10. That's pretty cool. I really like that. That's interesting. Until the end of combat, all of the executioner's allies are healed by damage over time effects. Instead of suffering damage, the number of wounds restored is equal to the amount of damage that would have been dealt by an effect after all modifiers applied. Damn. I feel like that can be such an oh shit button. We really haven't dealt with a lot of people that do damage over time effects. But I feel like if we ever did and we are just dying to these damage over time of things, we can literally just click that one button. Everybody's back to full health, pretty much, you know? That's what I'm seeing as a possible scenario. It's very specific, for sure. And this probably... Well, honestly, like, giving someone an extra turn is just so much more powerful, in my opinion. Like, giving someone just a full extra turn. But maybe this could be good, because what are our levels right now? It's, so 27 divided by 10. So that would only give, like, 2... It would only give 2 of the toxic, bleeding, and burning. Let me see if these give any information. No. No. Okay. Yeah, I feel like we take this one just as a safety net. That's cool. Cassio, dear Master Tactician, last volley, sorry. Master Tactician selects a 3x3 zone on the battlefield. All allies, including the Master Tactician, have line of sight to enemies inside the selected zone are immediately make an immediate single attack against a random enemy within the zone, and they can target with their weapons. Interesting. Master Tactician and one random ally make 2 attacks instead of 1 during Orchestrated Firestorm and Last Volley. Orchestrated Firestorm and Last Volley can be used multiple times per combat, once per turn. Oh, that's interesting. All allies, including the Master Tactician, have a weapon capable of burst attacks, use a burst attack instead of a single attack against enemies as part of Orchestrated Firestorm or Last Volley. Until the beginning of the Master Tactician's next turn, allies automatically dodge all friendly fire. Ooh, that's nice. All allies, including the Master Tactician, that have a weapon capable of area of attacks, use these area of attacks instead of single target against the enemies. All allies within the zone gain 35% armor until the end of the Master Tactician's turn. I think we take this one. They use burst fires instead. I think could be cool, and then they just automatically dodge all friendly fire. That's cool. So we got dispatch here. The assassin makes an attack with the current weapon against an enemy. This attack cannot miss and deals 50% more damage. It also deals an additional damage equal to 25% of the target's missing wounds. Damn. The assassin's dodge reduction, armor penetration, and parry reduction are doubled for this attack. Just a straight big hit. So, until the end of combat, the target of dispatch loses half of its current armor and deflection. Just big ol' hit. Dispatch deals additional damage equal to 45% of the target's missing wounds instead of 25%. Until the end of combat, whenever the assassin hits an opening, they gain lethality, rounded down, temporary wounds. If the dispatch attack kills the target, all enemies within the 3-cell radius around the target gain 2 stacks of disturbed effect and must pass an agility resistance test or become staggered for 1 round. I think we just do this, make it big hit. Make it big hit. Bigger hit. Bounty Hunter. So Wild Hunt, we know they attack everybody that's prey within line of sight. Prior to the attack, all prey suffer a perception penalty to bonus and armor until the end of combat. That's nice. Bounty Hunter gains agility movement points and restores 3 charges. Pretty good. Whenever the Bounty Hunter attacks exactly 1 target, which is marked as prey, with Wild Hunt, this attack deals 300% damage. That's crazy. All prey has its MP reduced, but by no less than -2. So we can just guarantee that they have shit armor. And that's per her perception bonus. What is her perception? Her perception is 70. That's really high for her. That would be a massive drop in armor for them. I think we take that. Even though I do like this one. And I do like recharging the hunt on the prey. But Pascal, go ahead and take a look here. Oh, you also have Wild Hunt. What is your perception? 30. Not very good. So I think from here, especially with his big hit... Ooh, I don't know. Maybe we just gain more... What's his agility bonus? Agility is 32. Damn. Yeah, I guess we do the big hit. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. That's the level up, guys. Let's go ahead and go back to the Void Ship and see what's going on at home. Never mind. Faked me out, loser Lamau. Holy crap. Oh, no. Oh, he shackled me. He shackled my mind. Holy shit, he looks cool as fuck with those, like, cauldrons. I don't know what the fuck they are. Sharp pain pierces your head, and the light dims in your eyes. You smell smoke and burning. You feel a wave of nausea. Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the metal floor. In that same moment, the manufactorum surrounding you disappears in a whirlwind of mist, ash, and gray shadows. Struggling against the elements, you can barely raise your head to look. Your eyes sting and burn, but through the tears, you see it, a colossal silhouette rising above you. The roaring tempest is unable to shake the mighty figure. Try to get a better look at the figure. Failed. Oralan the Cruel. Writhing in pain, you raise your head and peer into the rolling darkness. You make out the figures. It is a huge man clad in dark power armor in which demonic silhouettes snarl at you. The wind picks up and you close your eyes, unable to stare at the face of this raging tempest. But we do get a pretty fucking good look at him, though. I guess they're the word bearers or whatever? Faction? Damn, he does look cool. Not gonna lie. Okay. Anyway. The warrior's inhuman eyes bore into you. I am the master of those who have been felled by your hand in the halls of the primordial truth. I am Uralan. Uralan the Cruel. The souls of the followers return to the fount of power they served, crying out for me to cast my gaze towards this sacrilege. And what do I see? Yet another lackey of the corpse emperor. The giant's voice causes the storm raging around you to die down somewhat, as if the very sound of his voice is enough to make the whirlwind subside. You glance at the huge warrior and notice on his chest a winding azure symbol. The shades of blue seem to glimmer and mingle together. Where are we? Where have you taken me? I'm the sovereign of Kiva Gamma. This is my world, not a dominion of chaos. Oh, clinging to illusions will do you no good. The rituals have already been performed. The mortals are already singing the litanies of the primordial truth or decorating the sacrificial altars with their flesh. Kiva Gamma, as you call it, is already saturated in the nectar of the truth, a fate that awaits all worlds that would stand in our way. What do you want with me? I want to look upon the one who has disrupted my flocks of duties and my master's plans. The warrior from my legion, the fabricator censor. You think of their deaths as a triumph. However, it is but a minor hindrance on our path. There are other worlds that serve our goals. There are other sources of plasteel and adamantine. Revel in your victory. It will change nothing. Nevertheless, the blood in your veins whispers to the spirits that you warrant a closer look. Yes. You... Oh, okay. Sorry, I was looking at the options there, but... you are a descendant of the rogue trader whose warrant Conrad Vertiger sought to obtain. By defiling the relic and binding it to himself with the tethers of the Empyrean? He was meant to become my servant. A rogue trader who would do the work of the truth. But then you interfered. Could it be that you wish to gain the true God's favor instead? Do you wish to present the corpse's relic to me and serve the truth? Hear your very blood calling, begging you to submit to me. What would be the point of futile defiance? Okay, so we have some... Oh, we could just go straight up heretical. Raise to your feet with willpower. Requires iconoclast follower. You waste your time trying to tempt me. It is not blood that defines a person's deed. Only their will does, and my will is thus begone from my mind. I, rogue trader Wilbur, sovereign of Kivagama, the warrant belongs to me alone. Never chaos spawn. The only way you are going to acquire my warrant is by digging it out of the wreckage of my ship. Heretical, I am willing to give the warrant to you in exchange for the blessings of your masters. That's crazy. We're gonna we should do this. That's fine. His expression twists in pain as he stares at you in rage and bafflement. Pitiful insect, you dare. A gust of wind sweeps his figure away without a trace. The mist around you begins to dissipate, revealing the dark halls of the Manufactorum and leaving behind an oppressive sense of powerlessness. I sense the presence of another psyker. Someone made contact with you mentally, then tried to harm you with sorcery? I did what I could. You at least appear unharmed. Can you remember what you saw? It was a Chaos Marine. Said something about Theodora about how the blood in my veins will lead me to serve chaos. It was a Chaos Space Marine. One of the traitors to the Imperium? I don't think it was he who touched your mind. I wouldn't have had the strength to go up against a psyker from the ranks of those monsters. He might have forced some mortal to do his bidding. Perhaps it was through the same hapless medium that he sensed the deaths of his henchmen. Heinrich looks away and frowns. Such indescribable power. To have reached out to your mind at such a distance. He said something about Theodora and about how my blood in my veins will lead me to serve chaos. Heinrich stares at you, whether in surprise or anger, you don't know. Then he gives a curt nod. I see. We can theorize later, although I will say, Wilbur, that his words do not leave much room for interpretation. I was a little scared about telling him that one, I'm not gonna lie. The Manufactorium around you looks to be the same before the vision. Maybe the shadows have grown a little deeper and darker. You dust yourself off and continue on your journey through the darkness. And we're back to the bridge, baby. Okay. All right. Oh, shit. We got 3 ancient machinery and an ancient energy core. Cuckoo crazy. The world's industrial heart has fallen to corruption, but numerous faint Vox signals from the periphery indicate that the planet's small manufacturing cluster survived without succumbing to the heretics. The sacred machines and hollowed lathes from the abodes have been reverently transported to the safety of the ship's hold. The fate of Kivagana hangs in the balance. Restore the Manufactorium in the shortest possible time without subjecting the wounded planet to a merciless purge. So we got 3 of those. Excellent. Colony reward gains, mechanisms, weapons, and iconoclast plus 15, brother. That's crazy. Oh, weapons. Yeah, crazy. Oh, mechanisms, crazy. The blast furnace are lit again. Machines once more fill the air with screeches and squeals. The mag trains of wagons stretch in lines from one workshop to the next. But the cogitators' binary chants carry alarming rumors of malevolent and foul traces of corruption still lurking in the deepest chambers of the Manufactorum. All right, you decided the fate of Kivagama, Iron Judgment. All right, let's go ahead and see here. So we have Restoration. We get some Cursed Boots. And we need Heretical. Holy shit, a bunch of little stuff keeps popping up. Whenever the wearer ends their turn, they deal 1 warp damage to each adjacent creature and the wearer themselves. The wearer also deals an additional 0 warp damage to enemies. Efficiency plasteel mechanisms. Blocks those projects. The Manufactoriums of Kivagama have been damaged and tainted by the procedures of the heretic Delphim, a renowned tech architect. The fugitive aristocrat Barbarous Kilius is offering to enter the Rogue Trader services as a planetary steward and restore the world to its former production capacity. Blast of the Weaponsmiths. We get the Dark Marchisma. That's a good weapon for Pascal, I will say. Probably security +1, weapons +3. Great trials are ahead, and we must steel ourselves to face them. The Rogue Trader will sign a mutual aid agreement with the Forcers of the Departamento Munitiatorum. Jesus Christ, these words. These outstanding theoreticans, I don't know, of warfare will supervise, Jesus Christ, the repurposing of the planet's manufactorums for the production of weapons and military equipment. In the jaws of lathe machines and the wombs of alloy vats, soulless plasteel will take on its highest and most perfect form, that of a weapon. Or we get this, the Hand of Xenocide. Damn. That's quite the fucking 19 to 30 is a crazy sweep. -1 proctive factor, +1 compliance. For generation, the Adeptus Mechanicus have been the custodians of the machinery and the cogitators of Kivagama. Reconciling the value of this tragedy-stricken world, they are willing to deploy a forge cathedral on it as a token of sympathy. Therein, the blessed fabricator sensor Fortarun will envision and lay out a new and more perfect design for the planet. Well, I don't think any of these really matter to us. I guess we take the blessed weapons. Because, I mean, that's the only one that really, like, this is good. This is also good, but it takes away a profit factor. But we do get one of each. I'm now realizing. What? I have 2 there, 2 there. I have 24 plasteel, so I don't really need the plasteel. I mean, for real, for real. This gives +3 weapons. And then this gives 3 plasteel and 2. I guess we do the blessed weapons. Yeah, let's execute that. All right. Cool. So that's on the docket for today. Okay. No other objects to scan. So now we go ahead and go back to the Corona's Expanse. We only have 1 world left out of the 3 that we were given to... hello? Oh, there we are. Okay. Just wants us to go down here. And it's pretty safe. Or, well, I should say it's unsafe, but whatever. Let's go ahead and go there. Okay. Nothing happened. That's crazy. I think that's the first time we've ever jumped and nothing happened. Actually insane. Let's scan this planet. Promethium. And slap that down. 7 Promethium is crazy. Pretty insane. It's an ice world, though, so... Oh, look at this. This one looks inhabited. Okay. Now explore Hive City. The Sentinel's Pride hives are oozing noxious haze veined with sulfurous streaks. The Promethium fumes from the gigantic distilled cauldrons located beyond the temperature shields. Vast, endless deadlands littered with spots of Promethium stations and refineries separate the colossi of Rockcrete and Adamantite with its crown of gargantuan spires. The heat of the system's star has turned this world into a boiling but lucrative gland within the body of House Chorda Protectorate. It's hard to tell what's more impressive, the grotesque grandeur of this place or its extreme toxicity. Okay. Just some neat world building, I guess. There's some adamantine. Slap that down for 2. Go ahead and go back to the thing here. Chart new. We do have 7 now. Didn't get any stuff there. So, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I mean, we have this over here. Save the Eldari. We have this one here. I mean, we can just make a fucking course directly to it from here. Or we can jump up to here. I mean, we can just directly go to the next thing. But I don't know. What is this button? Focus camera? Oh, okay. Maybe we do a little detour. Maybe we go up here, try to go up here and over here. But that's wasting so many navigator insight. Let's go up here and then decide, shall we? Go and travel. Warp jump is unusually hectic. The recent attack on the scrap code disabled many of the sacred machines whose malfunctioning algorithm show no signs of failure until the vessel departed real space and surrounded itself within the Sea of Souls. Only the navigator's talent and tireless vigil of the tech priests saved the void ship from ruins. The Immaterium releases grip for this time. Okay. We did already do this here, so let's go ahead and travel this way. Lord Captain retires to his study to ponder what the future holds, while a while later, his thoughts are interrupted by a timid knock at the door. Oh, Cassie, I swear to God, girl, if that's you, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. Quit coming in here to flirt with me, lady. That's so funny. Holy shit, it's really loading her. Damn. It's loading the high detail model. She's gonna be in her lingerie. Oh no, who the oh it is Uwe or whatever his name is. Yeah. Lady Navigator's valet greets you with a deep bow and humbly delivers a tasteful scroll inviting you to a private meeting. God damn it. Now she wants me to come to her? Fuck, dude? Oh yeah, I built her the library. Is that where this is at? It's right next to her bed? Crazy. Lady Cassie, your lordship has arrived at your invitation. Cassie is completely absorbed in admiring the shelves of her new personal library, which are all but buckling under the weight of the gilded and leather-bound tomes. Upon noticing you, she smiles, barely able to stop herself from rushing to meet you. Wilbur, how did you procure all these works? By the throne. Even your personal collection doesn't have them. I would have remembered. So many unexplored worlds and stories, dozens of unstudied essays. I am utterly astounded. Thank you. I could not have dreamt of a better gift. Her ruby eyes demurely hang behind her lowered lashes. I was not certain if engaging in the long-forgotten noble ritual was prudent of me, and yet you did everything in accordance with the customs of etiquette. I must admire I rather enjoyed this game. I hope you did too. Listen, girl, I'm trying to hit up this alien girl, so I don't know what you want from me. I mean, you look pretty alien too, don't get me wrong. You know, when I'm with you, Lady Cassie, I become heedless, ready to take on any rituals or trials. Will you accept my feelings? The symbolic gesture of nobility remain a mystery to me, but there is one thing I know for certain. I want to grow closer to you. Before I met you, I never thought I would have find myself engaged in something of this sort. Will you permit me to touch your hand? It was amusing, but no more than that. I have had enough of these games. Oh, I feel so bad, dude. All of these options are like getting ready to fuck. Oh my lord. I have to make a choice here. I have to set boundaries. Look, I like you, girl. Like, you're cool. You're probably one of my best fighters. Like, but I'm just like, I kind of pivoted, bro. I kind of fucking pivoted. Wilbur, like, he's just like, like, listen. And like, this is such a gamey thing too, because I don't think, like, Wilbur himself, I'm sure he'd be like, all the bitches love me, you know? Like, of course all the bitches want a piece of this shit. It was amusing. Oh, I'm so fucking mean.
I see. It is breaking the rules of etiquette to tell me directly. If you had said nothing, it would have allowed me to save face.
Fuck! I'm such a dick. Don't you just hate being mean to women in video games, dude? She raises her slightly trembling chin with a complex array of emotions rolling in her scarlet eyes.
On your leave, I would like to spend some time alone.
Oh, girl. Christ. And watch, I'm gonna shoot my shot with the alien bitch and fucking miss. Fucking, and it'll all be for nothing. But that's not how it goes, dude. You know it's not like a fucking, I don't want her to feel like she's a backup plan. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, dog. Be all in or be nothing. Be all in or be trash garbage. I've begun a new stage of development. Oh. Lord Captain, the world of Foulstone has been upset by the conflict between the followers of the Order of the Hammer and the refugees of the Winterscale Dynasty domain. An argument broke out near the tomb of the renowned holy man Nicomedes Keith, and the tomb was damaged in the fray. The pilgrims, revering Keith's rival, Philip Menes of Malapi. Oh my god, dude. Claimed Keith to be a thief who had stolen the relics of Saint whoever and violated the sacred mystery of his resting place to sate his greed. The Order of the Hammer is furious at the heretical statements and the desecration of Keith's burial site. Okay. Fuck me. These are choices, huh? Who the fuck are these people, and what is the issue here? Saint Keith is a missionary who arrived in the Expanse alongside the founders of the Order of the Hammer, offering them valuable guidance for colonizing Falstone. He converted many worlds to the Imperial Creed, but his most famous feat was his search for the burial site of the legendary preacher, Saint Canatius, who conquered the Expanse thousands of years ago, leaving behind scores of relics. Keith was able to track down some of those relics. The order was named after the power hammer of him, Piety's Charge. Then, Philippides, Phil from Hercules, Danny DeVito, is a priest from Winterscale's realm. He preached in the same times as Keith and denounced him as a false veneration of Saint blah blah blah. He believed that blah 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 preached the incomprehensibility, there's a word, of the highest wisdom to the people. I've never seen that word spelled out, it's so long. And that any attempts to learn it would only lead to heresy. He called the search for the saint's burial site blasphemy and the collection of relics looting and soliciting. In his opinion, sacred objects should not be congregated in one place, but should find haven across the many worlds. The relics are power, and their aggregation gives way to pride. Okay. Oh. What say my advisors? Heinrichs, for a group that has just arrived in the foreign realm, their conduct is insolent at best. Penance should be imposed on them. Maybe I shouldn't have asked you. We will send them on a pilgrimage to find the relics and to learn the ways of St. Keith. In this way, they would be of use of returning the lost relics, and the Order of the Hammer would be satisfied with the just verdict. There was a similar theological dispute on the Fifth Ophelian Council, and the conflict between the two cults was resolved in sacred duel. 20 champions from each side came forward. Both sides vowed to accept the victor's teachings if they lost. I propose to invoke the council's edict and settle the dispute in the same way. Calm the fuck down. They believe that their faith is superior? Then let them prove it. Subject them to severe test of faith. If they survive it, they will have proven their steadfastness. Even in the Order of the Hammer does not accept their arguments, it will be easier for them to recognize the newcomer's right to interpret the way of the saints if they prove it is their own blood and pain. Prove it with their own blood and pain. The Manifestation du Malpians have renounced the concept of possession. Their vows are true and similar to ours, but they lack humility and reverence for the dead. Bloodspun Web could embrace their leaders. We could teach them. We could soothe the turmoil. Interesting. Oh. So Heinrichs is right. Let the most zealous ones on the repentant pilgrimage. We can give them to the blood-spun web. We can have them duke it out. Let them bring forth their representative to try to negotiate for some form of coexistence. We shall allow them to prove their strength of their convictions with a severe trial of faith, or they display impressive zeal. I charge the Order of the Hammer to welcome 100 of the new arrivals into their ranks. Let them learn one another's ways and come to accept their distinct paths towards the reverence of blah blah blah. That's actually a good point. I think these guys should go to the Bloodspun Web because they're very similar. I think they can learn from them. From this day forth, these people shall serve the Undying One. Okay, so we got a couple things here. We got his relic. Wielder gains plus 5% chance to reduce incoming ward damage by half for each point of deflection. And the Blade Dancer's Greaves. Moving through cells affected by raining blood or blood vial costs the wearer 50% less movement points. A grim and solemn procession of creatures come aboard and made a vocal renouncement of their former lives. Disturbed by the loss of their spiritual leader, the refugees quieted down and no longer defied the Order of the Hammer. The Order of the Hammer thanked the Lord Captain for his protection and stayed true to the agreements between them. Okay, so we got Profit Factor times 2. We got 20 Holy Gifts. We got 1 Complacency. And we can do another one here. Okay, Touched by Holiness. We can do Indulgence for Sale. Indulgences for Sale, or Hallowed Railway. So let's see. So we needed to have Profit Factor. We get 2 more Complacency. We get 1 more Profit Factor here, and we get Fellowship of the Void Reputation. Oh, shit. Hold on. Blocks Project, Cemetery of the Faithful. But we don't even have that. Oh, we don't have the reputation yet. Lord Captain's Void Ship gains the Blessing of the Fallen feature. Games plus 5 evasion. Complacency for all colonies. That's crazy. So we have that. We have all that. A Requimator? Whenever the wearer kills their target with a melee attack, all enemies within a 2-cell range around the wearer suffer will point bonus mental damage. That's crazy. We get tons of rep for the Explorators. We get efficiency and we get complacency. What do we do for these? We need more complacency and efficiency. And we need more phlogiston. I think we just do the railways for now. The Hallowed Railways. A glorious mag train loaded with relics will run across Foulstone, carrying the light of faith to every corner of the world. I think we take that. That's fine. It blocks the other thing, but that's fine. Yeah, it blocks this, but whatever. Okay, so that's cool. Oh, and we can look at our stuff from here. Okay. Oh, look at this. Oh, so we have the ability to make another one, but we don't. Janus. Okay, they also made progress. Your Lordship, there's an alarming reports coming from Janus. A number of strange mutations have been spotted among the population in remote agri complexes. Aside from the obvious disfigurements, the subsequent estrangement, these mutants, called wretches by the rest of the colonists, are coming together to practice a primitive form of religion involving ritual worship of the land. While they display no disobedience or hostility, their very existence is concerning. The Janus nobility humbly await your decision. What do we know about these wretches? Their mutations cause the loss of skin pigment and the shedding of hair. Some have started developing a translucent third eyelid similar to that of reptiles. Ooh. Others have succumbed to progressive atrophy of the larynx, causing the loss of human speech. At the same time, their tendons become denser and more elastic, providing increased endurance and load resistance. Well, maybe we should fucking use them, dude. What the fuck? Is that racist? I don't even know. The wretches are commonly ostracized due to their grotesque appearance. There haven't been too many cases of mob justice yet, but they will become commonplace after the mutations deformities become more obvious. The wretches tend to form groups with similarly afflicted people. Their average level of intellect is low. They all belong to the labor caste and communicate among themselves using primitive vernacular of their own invention. As for their barbaric religion, they are defying both the soil and Janus itself. To them, working in agri-complex is a form of worship, which has had a positive impact on productivity. What do my advisors say? I saw your agent's picked recordings. The signs these monkeys leave behind their idols. And I cannot deny a connection through a pathetic and extremely abstract one to the symbols of my people. Their guttural prayers echo the sounds of the children of the Saurian speech. The probability of them having come into such close contact with our civilization is non-existent, yet they still somehow connected. Protect these people, resettle them to distant abodes where they will not be harmed for their peculiarities, and keep watch. Someday the truth may be revealed. A blessed? What the fuck was that? A blessed sanction of the Imperium does not grace these mutants, but nor does it declare their existence anathema. Should we sentence them without further study? There are mutants whose existence is fully sanctioned, such as Ogrins, Ratlings, Pariahs, Heligators, Felinids, and Troughs. I only know a few of those. Our library had many treatises? Anyway, on the Generator's Craft, Gentor's Craft? Jesus Christ, I can't talk. And I can impart some of that knowledge to your servants, purely theoretical, of course. This mutation has not been properly studied and is missing from the catalog. I am not registering a basis for delaying the commencement of immediate genetic purification. I recommend launching a thorough investigation into the genetic makeup of the forbidden strain, this forbidden strain. So we can resettle them into separate agri-complexes where crowds will not tear them apart. We will study them. Take the required number of these wretches to study and let the others work. Cassia, please share your knowledge with the craft with my servants. Take the required number of these wretches to be studied by the Adeptus Mechanicus to destroy the rest. Okay. We'll study them while we separate them. Heart of the Nameless. This item increases the wielder's Xenos lore by 10, The wearer has Iconoclast, Adherent. It also increases all skills by 10 instead. Ooh. I feel those monkey have been touched by something wondrous. The mutants are resettled to distant agri-complexes where the unorthodox appearance will not put them in danger of being massacred by the serfs. The mutants were put under surveillance. One of the watchmen spotted a mysterious relic in the hand of the group of wretches that turned out to be an item of Xenos origin. It is unlikely the mutants understood the nature of the object they worship. Okay. So we got that. We got Xenotech. We got Profit Factor. We got Provisions. Cool. Let's go ahead and see what we can do next here. We can only do 2 things. We could do Cabela Biolingus, but it blocks the Dark Sages. We get Reputation with the Exploiters. We got Medkits, Surgeon Medkits, and Replenishing Surgeon Medkits. We get Profit Factor and Chemicals. And this one, Secrets of the Winter Scales. Profit Factor and Provisions. Contract available Blood and Nephim. And we get Chemicals and Promethium. What is this? Oh, is this like a... Oh, this is like part of a contract. Caglios Winterscale has found that the secret of gas factoriums has been stolen from him. However, he is willing to leave that unfortunate incident in the past, offering the prospect of much greater gains. He is now captivated by the idea of seizing House Chorda's Nephium rings on the frozen world of Lucen's breath. For Caglios himself, it would appear the profit is in the mere side benefit of the opportunity to massacre large numbers of House Chorda's servants in planetary battles. He is offering to pay with the aforementioned priceless flammable liquid in exchange for a fighting force he is desperately lacking. So legend has it that House Winterscale holds the secrets to Gasfatera workshops in which tons of organic raw material pass through fermentation vats, hot rollers, and pressure exhausts to yield valuable chemicals. This sacred technology could enable Janus to produce enormous volumes of promethium. However, only the most skilled and highest paid smugglers will be able to up to the task of stealing this treasure. Interesting here. Let's see what all these other things are. Following project must be completed in the Protectorate. Giants? I don't know what that means. Is that on Kiva Gamma? Ah, shit. Lord Captain, the Tex Priests have made a sinister discovery on Kiva Gamma, a blasphemous machine built at the behest of the wicked Cubus Delphim. Bella Delphim. This mechanism is capable of picking up the whispers of the warp. It also occasionally transmits and a distorted binary melody to nowhere in particular, but no encrypted data or other threats have been detected. It seems to be functional side effect of sorts. Of course, the idea of using a machine instead of astropaths to contact the voices of the warp may seem tempting, but this machine is teeming with corruption. Its fuel tanks are satiated with the liquefied souls of your subjects. It has enough for now, but someday it will have to be refilled. How can he construct such a powerful and monstrous machine? By defying the dictums of the Omnissiah and venturing into the perilous field of experimenting with warp technology. It is dangerous knowledge, but the ancient and incredibly complex Vox core of the mechanism is much older than Delphim was. I'm already fucking losing it. He probably found it here and made use of it to his own ends. What are the risks of using this machine? Typical of contact with the Immaterium. It intercepts information from the warp, which puts the minds and souls of staff serving the machinery in jeopardy. The warp is treacherous. What does my retinue think? On behalf of the Inquisition, I hereby declare a ban on any contact with this device. It must be removed and given to our acolytes. Normally, that would be all, but I will explain further out of respect to you. The Inquisition can reap benefits from this heretical machine. Our trained acolytes are able to carry a vigil near it, carefully listening to the dark whispers of the spirits of the Immaterium without succumbing to their corruption. We could discover their plans and warn the rogue trader whenever any threat would loom over his domain. Interesting. The demons wanted us to hear their vile speeches. Let them hear our righteous cry. Wilbur, let me summon the most zealous preachers who would dedicate their lives and zeal to reading a litany of fury and rage to the machine. Let the inhabitants of the warp hear out the voice of and fear us. This blasphemous creation must be anathematized and deconstructed. In the name of total knowledge acquisition, the principles of the operation must be inspected beforehand with great secrecy, requesting the right to investigate the heretical device before disposing of it. Heinrichs, take this horrible machine away. Assign trans mechanics. Why do they gotta be trans? I'm just kidding. To hear to the voices of the warp. Have them report anything they hear. So be it, Argenta, shake the warp with the wrathful sermon in honor of this emperor. Switch the machine from receiving to transmitting. We will use it in place of the colony's astropathic choir. Pascal, gather a team and study the deconstruct the device. Destroy this heresy. We're going to give it to Heinrichs because he seems like the most capable of dealing with it, honestly. Thank you for your cooperation. The squad of the Inquisition's acolytes secretly requisitioned the corrupted machine. After a short while, some rather curious anomalies warnings began to arrive on Darongus, and each of them had undoubtedly been paid for with the blood and soul of selfless defender of the Imperium. Thanks to the information overheard in the whispers of the warped, many heretical plots and blasphemous messages sent by the cult of the Final Dawn have been uncovered. The Protectorate has gained a new line of defense. Excellent. Security. Okay, let's go ahead and see here. We can't do any of these except for this one. Flawless Servitors is going to be blocked. Vigil of the Tech Guards. Oh, Giants. Here's the one that needs to be 10 mobile. Tools of the Righteousness. Profit Factor. I need 4 efficiency. Well, shit. Kind of fucked that up. Does this give me security? Lord Captain's Retinue gains the Wisdom of the Tech Guard feature. Rogue Trader gains plus 10 tech use. That's not very useful to me. If I'm being so fucking for real right now. Maybe I hold off on this? I don't know if I can only have one of each rank, or... I don't know how this works. But for now, I can only do this one. So I will only do this one. I'll block the Flawless Servitors. So I can't do it because of mechanisms and efficiency anyway. Gives me efficiency and 2 profit factor and battle servitors. In ship encounters, the Rogue Trader squad is supported by friendly combat servitors. That's crazy. We'll take this though. Execute. We still didn't do anything for Janus here. But okay. We're going to go ahead and do this one. Try to steal. We get chemicals and promethium, and we get to do the contract. Well, that's cool. Next, we go here. A fire broke out on one of the decks during a warp voyage. The raging disaster consumed the entire chamber, destroying precious cargo and damaging the interior plating. No guilty parties were found. While clearing out of the rubble, a few people claimed the soot on the plasteel beams formed lines in a cryptic alien language not known to humans. The delirious workers were executed and their bodies disposed of in the proper manner. Okay. Epic, I guess. Jesus Christ. See if there's any new routes here. No new routes, really. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at Porta Septinum. Holy shit, a warp gate? The fuck is that, my guy? Enemies of humanity? Oh, fuck me. This shit's insane. Begin scan. Scanning. Nothing here to find. Big asteroid. There's plasteel on here. Let us go ahead and grab it. And then finally, there is one more fucking thing. Planetoid. With nothing on it. This mining world has been... Okay. You said this mining world has been cataloged as normal. No rare or valuable deposits have been detected. Okay. And now we do circles. We do circles. We have fun here. We have fun. So, I'm gonna call it there. Just because I don't want to fuck with either of these things before... before we end the episode here. So I'm just gonna sit on the star. And just... fucking destroy my crew. Twist it, bop it. Anyway. Yeah. We have artificial facility and a hostile object. So we're gonna start with the combat. We're gonna go to the warp gate and we're gonna fucking see what happens next time. Because boy, that warp gate looks fucking spoopy. Hopefully it's nothing and we can just move on with our lives. But I fucking doubt it. Let's be real. That thing looks fucking scary as shit. But we're going to check it out next time. I'll see you in the next one.